Moto GP 910, I'm here with Harvey, who's the lead artist, and we're going to take you quickly through the game. So do you want to fire up, Harvey?
Yep.
So this year, Moto GP 910, indicative of the name, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing downloadable content for the over 10 season, as the season unfolds and the game comes shipped with all the over 9 season, which is a fantastic opportunity for gamers because with the 10 season you get all the new Moto 2 bikes, which is a new 600cc class. You'll also get the new Silverstone track, which is being remodelled here, lovely by all the figures, and hopefully they'll finish it soon so we can actually come and make it ourselves. And also the Balaton track out in Hungary, which is going to feature later on in the season. So we're going to go first into Championship mode. So Championship mode is the core mode for MotoGP fans, bike fans. It's basically a faithful recreation of the MotoGP 09-10 season. You can pick your favourite bike and rider from either of the class. We'll put Bradley Smith if you're a fan in 125, my personal favourite. And in the 250 and 800, you know, Lorenzo getting there, that's my personal favourite in the 800s. It is basically what we've done here is create an authentic GP experience. So the game's looking really cracking, and one of the things is we want to do with each of the bike classes is to make them all definitive in their own right, so they have their own characteristics. For the 125s, it's all about carrying the corner speed through the corners, keeping the momentum up. You know, they carry much faster corner speeds than the 800ccs because they've got a bit more traction, you know, it's all about keeping the momentum through the circuit. Whereas the 250s, they're a little bit more, you know, you take more care on your throttle control. The back end is likely to slide out a little bit more. They're a little bit more aggressive through the corners. And then finally, the 800cc bikes is all about, you know, a lot of attention to detail on the throttle control. It's much easier to high side. The bike can slide out much easier. You know, you really have to pay attention to the state of your tyres. So some of the new features that you're going to see here in Championship mode is that you now have tyre wear, which you can see in the bottom right corner, so you have to manage your tyre levels throughout the race. You have a clean section indicator, so your performance, you know, if you stay on the track and you keep clean racing lines, and you don't like bump into anyone and stuff like that, you get a clean section, which means that if you get a whole lap of clean sections, you can upload the time to the leaderboards. You also have an indicator to tell you whether you're slipstreaming or not, so you know you need to make the most of slipstreaming behind other riders. Now, one of the other things you'll see here is that we've got a nice racing line, which is really to help new beginner players into the franchise. Previous GPs didn't have the racing line, so you know bikes take different lines through corners and stuff to cars. We need to educate players that aren't bikers and riders of, you know, how best to take those lines. And all those lines are generated from people on the team racing the bikes over and over and over again, which then generates this best rate lap line, the best line for players to take. But if you're out there and you're doing a faster lap, or you're one of the pros, and you set down a lap faster than anyone on the dev team, the line automatically then updates to your fastest line. So that then can then be uploaded to Xbox Live, and your friends can then download that fastest line. And you can actually see how they've raced, and you can learn and progress your skill. So, Harv, do you want to fire up career mode? So the main modes in this year's MotoGP is Championship mode, Arcade mode and Career mode. I'm going to quickly have a look into Career mode for you. So the key thing about Career mode is it's all about making your own team, gaining reputation for that team and hiring staff into that team. So you can see here that the main area is the event calendar. All my GP events in the future are mapped out, and they also have these research events. So if we go into one of these research events, I can see what staff I've hired, and I can see which level they are and which ones I've assigned to the research event. And it also tells me, you know, what their skill level is in the particular area of research that they're doing. So when I go in and hire new staff, I can, you know, knowing that I need to upgrade my gearbox or that area of my bike, I can specifically look for somebody that's very good at doing, like, sorting out gearboxes or tuning engines or that area of my bike, and make a conscious decision to hire them in so they can then quicker resolve my upgrade. And the other big feature is that in career mode as well, is that when you as you race and you gain reputation, you also gain sponsorship offers based on your performance. So, but in order to get the sponsorship offers in for your team, you need to have a press officer. And the more press offers you have, the bigger and better sponsorship offers you get, the easier the requirements become to kind of earn those sponsorship requirements. So then, if we go into the event calendar, just to start a quick race. So here there's the races, so we just go back and there we go, there's the next race. So as you can see there, every race you go into, like, you can set the race difficulty, so if you found that, putting it insane was a little bit too insane for you, you can next race, you can roll it back to moderate or easy, and you can also turn on the tyre wear or turn off the tyre wear and tweak various settings about how the race is, and that will all tune and reflect how much reputation you earn at the end of the race. So the harder you set it, the more reputation you earn. Now, one of the other features is once you're into any race weekend, you can choose to practice and qualify, and without a load you can switch between practice and qualifying seamlessly, so it encourages players much more to go in and do the practice they need and set down a good qualifying lap, rather than having to wait on the chores again, loading in and out of practice and qualifying. You can quickly set down your a nice hot qualifying lap, get to the top of the grid, and then really go in the race. And then you can see, as Harvey's racing here, all the kind of constant player feedback of how he's performing. So if he's slipstreaming, he's being told he's doing good slipstreaming. If he does a good overtake, he gets extra points for doing an overtake. If he does a clean section, he gets told about it. And this all goes into the reputation scoring, which he then sees at the end of the race. So when he finishes the race, he gets told whether he's got an A, B or C grade. If he gets an A grade, then he gets more reputation for his team. You can then go hire more press officers, more engineers. Those engineers can then go and do more research, get better upgrades for your bike, and your performance increases. And then as your performance increases, you can then crank up the difficulty level and give yourself a tougher challenge. While Harvey's racing, I'll tell you a little about our online mode. So one of the things we haven't announced yet is that we're going to support 20 players online on Xbox Live and PS3 online. I think this is probably the highest number of players in a racing game on consoles to date. We have a full voting system in our lobby, so once you've got all 20 players in, they can vote whether they want to have full-length races or race out the full season. And if they choose to race out the full season, they can choose which race they want to race next in the season. And you can progress through all 17 races by a slow process of voting and elimination. And that tallies up the scores in the lobby, so you can see how well you're progressing against your friends. And during development, the game developed across 3 sites, one site in India, one in Manchester, one in Nottingham, and when we've been testing the online functionality with 20 players across these 3 sites with packet loss turned on, it's shown really good results. Held up much better than we believe in the competitors out there. Doing lots of clever techniques to keep all the bikes in sync, so you don't get nasty laps that band jerking bikes around the track during multiplayer games. It interpolates them all and keeps them all in sync really nicely. And we'll have a quick look at time trial. So time trial is a great area for you to pick your favourite bike and rider, set down a lap time. So the great thing about time trial is that once you set down your favourite lap time, it uploads the ghost of that lap time and the racing line to the leaderboards. So one of the things about this game is you have to go to Microsoft and Sony to get more leaderboard space. There's over, I think, 390 odd leaderboards. There's basically a monthly leaderboard for every track, so you can have those monthly battles with your friends. There's the world's best leaderboard, so you can see overall, I don't think Harvey's going to be putting a time in that performance, but so you can see who's best in the world, and the Ghost leaderboard, so you can download your friend's Ghost. And one of the things that I think has been a flaw in other systems with Ghost is that only the top 10 players tend to put ghosts up because of the amount of leaderboard space that is available to them. But because we have a monthly reset, it gives plenty of opportunity for players to put ghosts up, exchange them between their friends, and then once they get reset, you know, there's a new opportunity for new players to put new ghosts up. So yeah, that's Moto GP 910. It's all here. The current demo is on the pod here. Feel free to